If you keep on reading a recipe book, this is how halwa is made, this is how samosa is made, this is how jalebi is made, and don't put it to practice, your hunger will not be satiated. The idea is not how much you know. The idea is how much you implement. Narad is not saying don't accumulate knowledge. He is encouraging us to do so. But there are varieties of knowledge. There is no point trying to find out the way on a path that we don't have to go to. Like, for example, there was one villager who would sit on the boundary of the village, and when the cows would return from grazing, he would start counting the cows. Somebody asked him that, are these your cows? He said, no. Then why are you counting them? He said, time pass. So, the idea is not to pass time. The idea is to acquire the knowledge that is necessary, which will make a difference, and then put it to good use. So unrestrained curiosity does not serve any purpose. Shankaracharya, the big acharya of JKYog, he himself says, Lokavasanaya janto, Shastravasanaya picha, Dehavasanaya jnanam yathavan naiva jayate. He says, amongst the various vasanas, yearnings, Dehavasana, Lokavasana, Shastra Vasana. This Shastra Vasana also, if you have, you will not get jnana. Means some people have an unrestrained curiosity. Now I need to read this scripture, now this scripture, now this scripture, now this scripture. So the scriptures are only telling you what to do. After reading it, you begin doing it. If you keep on reading a recipe book, this is how halwa is made, this is how samosa is made, this is how jalebi is made, and don't put it to practice, your hunger will not be satiated. The story is told of one Britisher who was exploring Central Africa, and he came across a cannibal tribe. The cannibal tribes, I don't know if any still exist, but the cannibal tribes used to actually eat human flesh. So he was astonished to know that the son of the chief of the tribe had been educated in Oxford in England, and he was still there in the cannibals. So this British traveler asked him that, how did your Oxford education help you in your life? He said that earlier I used to eat human flesh with my fingers, now I eat it with knife and fork. The knowledge had not made a difference to his values, his beliefs, his lifestyle, or anything else. The idea is not how much you know. The idea is how much you implement. Chanakya, he says, Pustakastu ya vidya parahastagatam dhanam karyakale samutpannena sa vidyana tad dhanam. That knowledge of yours which is in the books, and that wealth of yours which is in the hands of others, in the time of crisis, neither will that wealth serve any purpose to you, nor will the knowledge. So knowledge has to go deeper. You have to put it to practice. And what is the way to put it to practice? So Naradji in the sutra has said many, many things. The first he says is, read those scriptures which will nourish your bhakti. Don't accumulate unnecessary knowledge, not even unnecessary spiritual knowledge. Ramakrishna Paraman said, to kill another man, you need a sword. To kill yourself, one pin is enough. Somebody who has to lecture has to accumulate a lot of knowledge because that's his job. But somebody who has to do sadhana only needs to understand what am I supposed to do and then engage in it. So he is saying, keep on revising those bhakti shastras. Don't think I've read it, I've heard it, done, because it is not yet implemented. Revise the knowledge again and again and again. And after that, once again. And after that, once again. So why, Swamiji? I've already heard it. Hearing will not do. In the time of crisis, when Maya attacks, that knowledge will slip out. You will make the mistake. Later on you'll say, what did I do? Why did I lose my patience? Why did I lose my self-control? Why did I shout at this person? It was such a little offense. What happened to my knowledge? So that knowledge evaporated. And when it evaporated, then a human being became an animal. Tattva vismaranat bhekivat. The moment a human being forgets vivek, correct, wrong, the moment you drop that, you become an animal. Which means it is expected, it is given to a human being to assert their self-will, to always choose the correct and to reject the wrong. Which means you must keep the knowledge in your head at all times. And how will you do that? It's the 3-step process. The first is Shravanam. You hear it or read it. And the second is Mananam. What you have heard, you think about it and then again think about it. This is called contemplation. We people are weak in contemplation. We are doing lots of Shravanam. We are listening far more than people in the previous ages could listen. When I began the journey to hear my Guru again, I needed a cassette. So either I had to get a cassette by great difficulty, or I had to have my tape recorder ready to record him when he began speaking. From cassettes, the world moved ahead to digital media, and then even the CDs, DVDs got rejected, SD cards got rejected. Now the opportunity for Shravanam is tremendous. But the problem is we are not going beyond that. After Shravanam comes Mananam. See, Narad says, Bhakti Shastrani Mananiyani. Mananam means contemplate about what they are saying. Think about it again and again and again. This is the power of thoughts. Einstein said, thinking is a very difficult thing. That is why so few people do it. Now you say, Swamiji, I am thinking all the time. Right, but you are letting thinking happen to you. That kind of thinking, this person said that, very bad, this person said that, very bad. This is thinking is happening to you. What Einstein was saying was, you take the reins in your hand and you choose to think like this. You assert your ability to choose your thoughts. When you assert that ability to contemplate what you have read, what you have heard, that is called Manan. This Manan is so powerful. All change that you aspire for will come from Manan. You are feeling unhappy, and the reason is your attachments in the world. And how will you cut the attachments? Manan. Sri Krishna said to Arjuna, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Arjuna, repeatedly contemplate the defects of material life, because you are not the Buddha. The Buddha saw a sick person, he saw an old person, he saw a dead person. He said, Acha, Maya cannot cheat me ever again. But we are not geniuses like the Buddha. We see, we forget, again we see, again we forget, again Maya slaps us, and again we forget. So for us, Sri Krishna is saying, Arjuna, repeatedly remind yourself of the nature of this world. There's a tendency, the glitter and glamour. As I was changing flights at Charlotte, one person in front of me, he was speaking to another on the phone. Are you going to Vegas? See you there. So I said, that's all fine. But Maya Devi is at her peak in Vegas. Maya Devi is making you believe you can enjoy, and you actually can fall into that trap. You can enjoy, but the other side, the intellect will tend to forget the reality of this world, the disease that awaits you, the old age, the death. That is why I tell people, if your vairagya is reducing, pay a visit to the emergency ward of the hospital. The reality of life will stare you in the face. One person's leg is hanging from the roof. Somebody else has got a tube going in the mouth, bedpan out here, etc., etc. This is also the reality that the tinsel town Hollywood is not going to present before you. They'll present before you the glitter and glamour. So Sri Krishna says, Arjuna, contemplate again and again. You made millions of desires, you fulfilled them, again they came back. Now withdraw your mind from the world. So this is the Mananiyani, contemplation on the knowledge. And then he says, Tad Udbodhak Karmanyapi Karaniyani. And then what the scriptures say, you do those actions. One parent in a school wrote a letter to the school principal and said, Dear principal and teachers, I am the survivor of a German concentration camp of World War II. And my eyes saw what no man should witness. Gas chambers built by learned engineers. Children poisoned by educated physicians. Infants killed by trained nurses. Women and babies shot by high schoolers and college graduates. So I am naturally suspicious of education. Mere education did not serve the purpose. Real education is of the heart, which comes from the bhakti scriptures. First you read them, then contemplate over them, and then engage in those actions. So of course, when you chose to attend the LTP program, you consciously choosing to make a sacrifice. When you chose to come to the retreat, again, you are following Narad's advice here, Tat Udbodhaka Karmanyapi. But the journey is a long one, and you have to do this again and again and again. And each time you keep on moving one little delta ahead. This is the path of Kalyan. Kalyan means welfare. What you do here is for your eternal welfare. So this path of Kalyan that you have started off on, you engage in it with great enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is also motivation, literally motive for action. Enthusiasm is the pillar, the foundation of bhakti. One pillar is Shraddha or faith, and the second is enthusiasm. Those who have these two become almost unstoppable.